Hi gang, Rob here. It is the morning of 12 August 2020, just a few days removed from the Great Eastern Cutlery 2020 Rendezvous, or bootleg rendezvous. I put up a quick video just the other day, kind of recapping that event. It was pretty cool. Because of Pennsylvania COVID restrictions on large gatherings, Great Eastern Cutlery canceled the annual rendezvous, but a bunch of GEC aficionados sort of organized the picnic that would typically take place on Saturday of rendezvous weekend by themselves, hired the same caterer, booked the same venue, and about half as many people showed up this year as normally do. But the core group was still there, albeit missing a few key players. Charlie Campagna, Lyle Fry were not in attendance. My cousin Vinny, that's Vincent LaGuardia Gambini, a.k.a. Steve Conti, was not there. And we missed those guys. But lots of people were in attendance. Logan Stout was there. Jesse Waddell was there. The brothers-in-law were there. Travis, Mike, and I can't remember the name of the other one. But it was a good deal. Bill was there. Miss Patty was there. Jimmy was there. Randy was there. And as if anyone cares, I was there. And I had to buy a knife. Since the store wasn't open on Saturday, although Bill was at the factory, we spent most of our morning kicking around on the steps, talking to Bill, telling stories, solving the world's problems. But the store wasn't open. Thank goodness Gary from Kiefer Cutlery was at the picnic, and he had 3 of the new run of this knife, the model number 331220 Conductor in antique autumn jig bone. Here is the tube. Handcrafted Titty Cutlery Classic pocket knives. Hammer tested, frozen forged, 1095 carbon steel. And then GEC's info at the bottom. No tube label on the back. What a cool little pocket knife this is. I didn't own a Conductor, and they did actually run these twice before. Back in 2011, they ran this same blade set, clip main, pen secondary, in a variety of cover materials and configurations, even one sort of scout-oriented version with a bail. Then they came back in 2013 with the Conductor Whittler, which was a split back 3-blade Whittler pattern, and haven't run them since. Haven't run them in 7 years. I don't know if they were a slow mover, but man, what a beautiful little pocket knife. If you had to sort of ask yourself, what makes a great traditional slip joint pocket knife? What are the elements that make one great? Well, first thing, it's got to slip comfortably into the bottom of a pocket. This one does. 3 5/16 in overall length. So for you 14 and 15 boys knife guys, it's sort of halfway between the size of a 14 and a 15 for closed length. Second, it has to have a usable and aesthetically pleasing blade set. Yeah. The perfect Bill Howard clip point is your main, with just a graceful drawn swedge and a usable nail neck, backed up by, of course, a pen blade. And for a rather small knife, it's a nice sized pen blade, not too skinny in this dimension, long enough. Then it's a traditional pocket knife, so we want it to have some character, don't we? It's got to have some good looking hardware. It's got to have covers that draw the eye and hold your gaze. And it's got to have a handle that is beautiful, that has some intricacies, some detail, some character. This one certainly does. Nice long brightly polished bolsters, a gorgeous sort of peach seed pattern jigging in that autumn gold jig bone, antique autumn jig bone. And then I think this is the first time they've used this. So it's a Titty-Ute knife, and most Titty-Ute knives, or lots of Titty-Ute knives, have what we call the hot dog shield, which is a bar shield rounded at the ends with some smaller radius ends, as you see in this one. However, I think to go with the swell center nature of the handle, Bill has adorned the bun of the hot dog with sort of a gimp pattern. So we'll call this the Gimpy Hot Dog Shield. Pretty cool. So what is the 33 Conductor? I think it ticks all the boxes for what makes a traditional pocket knife great. It is an equal end, so a mirror image end to end, opposite end, one blade pivoting from each end of the pocket knife. So equal end, opposite end, swell center, jackknife. Some might call it a half-wheeler. We were talking about that Saturday morning. How we name knives, how we refer to them. And there are many, many ways. So what we got is an equal end, opposite end, swell-centered jackknife. Or some might call it a half-wheeler. Isn't it beautiful? The antique autumn looks gorgeous. The jigging pattern fits the knife so well. And I kind of like a dressed up Titty-Ute, right? So the shield has a little more interest than most Titty-Ute shields. Our hardware is polished, albeit plain. Our jigging pattern, not basic. But then we've got full flat ground, drawn swedge, nail neck, no etch, satin blades, user blades. So when it's closed up, it's a nice little piece of traditional pocket knife jewelry. When you open it up to use it, it's all business. Now this is riding on cam tangs. I haven't even oiled this. And frankly, the walk and talk, kind of smoking. We got about a 7 pull. That's pretty good. Randy Bell, your cam tang technology continues to improve. I hope this is showing up good on camera. Look at the level of satin finish Great Eastern Cutlery is applying in 2020. So this is some good training at the polisher and really, really precise, not new anymore, but CNC grinders. One of the things, guys, that sets Great Eastern Cutlery apart from all other makers of traditional pocket knives is the precision and the geometry, the thinness that they grind their blades to. I generally sharpen Great Eastern Cutlery knives at 18 degrees per side, no micro bevel. And frankly, it doesn't matter what angle you sharpen them at. My 18s end up looking pretty skinny as far as the width of my bevel. But the blades are so thin behind the edge that it doesn't really matter what angle you sharpen at. They're going to slice like crazy. Man, that's a beautiful clip point blade. Just precise and gorgeous. Now, I hate to even review knives when there's no way for you to buy one. No way for you to buy one. They're running these right now in stag, and I'm not sure what other variations they have available. But go to Great Eastern Cutlery's website, and I will put a link in the description. that'll tell you what's coming up. I'm not sure they're running a lot of these. And this was the first cover material, the first version to be completed. They were shipped to retailers and they dropped and they were gone. There were a couple left in the Great Eastern Cutlery store. The guys snagged those on Friday before the picnic. And one of the guys who snagged them, of course, was Gary at Kiefer Cutlery. And I got one of his, and he didn't make me pay through the nose for it. So this is kind of my 2020 Rendezvous knife. I was kind of shocked at how well these sold or are selling. You can't buy a new one, and there are none listed on eBay as of the making of this video. So if you want one, get ready for when the Stag drops. Or who knows, one might pop up on a knife sale on some YouTube channel. You just never can tell. But man, what a little beauty. Isn't it? Ain't she purty, Pa? Yeah. Just a handsome little devil. Great Sunday go to meeting knife, wouldn't you say? Or a post office box opener. Just yummy. Superbly hafted. I love it. I think we're going to just end it there with you gazing longingly upon the conductor. That's all for this one, my friends. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp.